Hello, folks. Welcome back, and this is part two of the conclusion for this video series. Yeah, because I did say before, go back to the first part because the first part I think I got just interrupted while I was recording, so this is just continue right away where I left off. Because the last video I did record for the first part of the conclusion is up to 30 minutes already. So this is, and then I got issue with the recording software, and now just come back right away at, at a point I was talking about the issue I had with the UC Avant. Yeah, because I did, try my best to find out, what was happening behind the scene. But at that time, even the financial aid office, and I even tried to contact with the lady. I forgot her name, but she was like the top of the program. But I was not successfully, contact her. But for the financial aid, no, I couldn't get the straight answer. But also on one note, I still remember the person who tried to send out to me the what is financial aid letter. After they after I got the letter of acceptance. So I think that one side I still remember. The last name was Park. So because why I have to mention the name Park, because later on I got some issue with the Korean community in Albany too. And for the second time when they put me in prison, yeah, the detective who took me in the second time, also the last name was Park. So that's why I say I'm not sure Park or just the Korean, I believe. Just as I remember, I'm just know for sure that he was a Korean. At least I can say that, Korean American. And also, like I mentioned before, at that time, always, on my way to the library, yes, I have to go through, I have to walk in front of the one of the Korean church, very near to the library. So that's why I say the whole thing is kind of really confusing me. But I just want to mention. So maybe all the packs, behind the scene, they're gonna try to connect every point, because for me, I gave up absolutely, because I don't have enough resource like the FBI or CIA they do. So no, I don't have enough resources to do the investigation. So that's why I just gave out some very important facts. Absolutely, those kind of the facts. So I hope that they're gonna straighten it out. Not for me, not for me. Okay. Okay, let's move on one more time about Bill O'Reilly, because in the previous video I didn't mention about Bill O'Reilly in terms of like I said before, as a journalist, I still admire Bill O'Reilly. He's one of very good voice, and his talent and his ability in journalism is absolutely right at the top. I think so. But like I say, about a sexual allegation, again, I'm not sure, because all kind of the letters I saw on his website, and somehow, you know, the lady like Megyn Kelly and Liz Wheeler, somehow the situation to me is blurry. But for his spinning, I can confirm. His spinning, I can confirm. Yeah, because of course that in my skill too. Because absolutely, at least I got a very good skill in journalism in terms of, you know, the authenticity, and in terms of at least for my, in terms of my knowledge, I think that I have the vast knowledge in a lot of areas. But for the journalist skill, I don't think I'm up to the standard of like in terms of, you know, the communication skill or speaking skill, and which is I'm trying my best to improve. And so back to Bill O'Reilly. I once again, I just want to say that somehow, you know, after the video I talked about Bill O'Reilly and YouTube just gave me a very good recommendation for the next video I'm going to show you here. All I can say is, I say maybe the YouTube AI is very smart, so that's why that's why YouTube just gave me a very appropriate recommendation. So let's take a look at this video, because in the previous videos I told you that Bill O'Reilly was spinning in terms of, you know, he tried to display that, you know, he was shocked when he knows Secretary Clinton like support abortion all the way to the due date. And I did say that I just don't believe Bill O'Reilly is that stupid, because absolutely he was at the top, and he is a smart man. And okay, so the next video will you know, confirm my belief. All right, so just take a look, and you're gonna see I am correct about this situation also, right?
Violence continues in Chicago, and Hillary Clinton moves far left on abortion.
This week, the Senate's going to vote to impose a federal ban on late-term abortions. Do you support a federal limit on abortion at any stage of pregnancy?
This is one of those really painful questions that people raise, and obviously it's really emotional. I think that the kind of late-term abortions that take place are because of medical necessity.
With his data analyzed, attorneys and Fox News analyst Kimberly Guilfoyle and Lise Wheel. To Wheel, the Senate Democrats have blocked any vote on late-term abortion. We knew they would do that. But I understand 43 states have limits on when you can terminate a pregnancy.
Yes.
Only 7 states have you can do whatever you want.
Correct. No ban.
So Hillary Clinton seems to be on the side of an extreme position.
She's on the side of these 7 states. Now
So that very much enough. I say definitely his knowledge in terms of, you know, Clinton's position in abortion, absolutely it's clear. And the video clip here was recorded in 2015. 2015. So just right at the time, you know, Mrs. Clinton announced his candidacy for the presidency. So that's why I say yes. That's this video clip also confirmed my belief that, you know, Bill O'Reilly is not that stupid, but only try to spin on that. So all right, that's enough about Bill O'Reilly. And but once again, I say that, you know, unfortunately, you know, he got into some sort of the trading stuff. I call that as trading, because I know it's not about the real thing about sexual allegation. No, only about the top guys like the like what is this, the Murdoch family, right? Is it Murdoch? That is the owner of the Fox News. So they kind of engaging in trading with the other side. So that's why, not sure other side, but at least the other top guy somewhere. So I'm not sure the other side, because why? Because I'm not sure even they, which side they're on. So that's why that's very, very dubious situation. All right, let's move to number 3 on my list, the triple F. Let's take it out right away. The first F should be the sensitive F, so I don't want to mention here, right? And the second F is feeding. And the third F should be foster. So the triple F together, we have to consider about, when we do the depopulation, we have to consider about that too. Because I will have a whole video talking about this, but briefly, like I say, in this video, I just want to mention briefly, the ruling class just has no hope in the humanity anymore. That's why they kind of desperate and they try to find some horrible solution. And I don't agree with that. Absolutely horrible. And I'm ready to call them as absolute anything, the most disgusting thing I want. And I'm not, apologizing for that. So here you go. You F, you feed, and you foster. And have to be like that, because you have to accept the responsibility. It's just not okay, you just by any mean of convenient, you kill the innocent unborns like that. No way and no way. All right. So about they lost hope in humanity already. Why? Because we have a lot of other other solutions, like I say already. I even proved to everyone that the energy crisis just like a hoax. Yeah, because now if you want to solve it just like that instantly, yes, you can create a megawatt plant for the nuclear power plant. You just solve it instantly. But the problem is we just didn't solve the human greed. The human greed, that is the main problem. So, and remember, we're smart enough to contain the CO2, carbon dioxide. Also, we're smart enough to contain the radioactive materials. So just learn from the Finland, all right? I did mention already. So let's move on to number 4 for the evolution believers. Evolution believers. So just briefly, right? For people who truly believe in the evolution, truly believe in the theory from Darwin himself, I just want to ask a question. Even you believe that you are animals, even you believe you are animals, and you want to teach that to the high school and below kids, absolutely you need to ask the question. Even you believe you are animals, so do you have the responsibility to live above the animals? Just a little bit, please. All right. So that's why I say, go on YouTube, search for emotional animals videos. I don't want to show it here because why? I don't want to shame you guys. I don't want to shame you guys because it's very obvious. They also live really, really human, because that's why even for the animals, they value life that much. Why? Why not? So you guys need to answer the question. Very important. I did mention in the previous section already. Hey, even take out. I even recommend Secretary of Education, DeVos, Nancy DeVos, right? Mrs. DeVos, one more time. Okay, if you listen, please consider take out the Darwinism completely from the curriculum, high school and below. Let them, enter the college, and then they're gonna have enough wisdom, enough ability, and enough skill to analyze the Darwinism. And up to this point, I said only a theory. Why? You want to see next, because I will explain also why. Okay, I think it should be. Look like I messed up the order a little bit. But let's move right into number 7 first, because it's related. Will be like Mars, no more water on the surface. And also, the question nowadays, the scientists usually try to have fun and joking around and ask a question. So, do you want to see a Martian? Maybe you look at me. Or you look at a mirror. Look at yourself, right? Maybe that is you, me, everyone could be from the Mars. So, sadly, I see that we will have no more water on the surface. Even the whole vast ocean, no more. That's what I see. So eventually, all the water, came from the asteroids and came from the comets, and they will come back to the space. They will come back to the space. All the particles of the water, H2O. So you dig deep into that, you're gonna see why I say that, right? And so that's why the combination of the question, if you want to see a Martian, maybe look into the mirror, and the water from the surface of the Earth, no more. Only maybe it's going to existing just like Mars right now, under the ground. So that I can explain why I say the Darwinism still to me remain as a theory, not just like the theory of the relativity of Einstein. That one now, a lot of scientists call that a law already, not the Darwinism. So, by the way, very special for Dr. Tyson. I'm not sure you related to Mike Tyson or not, but when you throws the punches at the conservatives, that's very good punches. Sometimes I appreciate it too, but I say that sometimes you are deadly wrong too, because sometimes you require like specific evidence for you to believe in the alien, something like that. I say that, hey, Dr. Tyson, okay, please be cool with your own and your true self, right? So if you require some kind of evidence like that, you don't need to look further. Look right at one of your best colleagues, Dr. Michio Kaku, because in terms of spirituality, I do believe that Dr. Michio Kaku made a lot of sense, and he even said that our own families, people, ancestor even, maybe they are sitting with us right here in the living room, but we don't know because they are existing in different dimensions. So according to the string theory, of course, Dr. Kaku always mentioned about 11 dimensions. So that's why I want to emphasize to Dr. Tyson. All right, just try to be true to yourself. And one more time, when you're talking about the immigration, you're talking about like all kind of inventions from the immigrant, and you also forgot about one thing. You also forgot about one thing that people like that, even like Einstein, they are absolutely the legal immigrants. The legal immigrants. So that's why I say, so be true to yourself and talk on both sides, right? Both sides. And even when you, I know that, somebody can argue, the next question is, about related to the law and who are qualified to make law and why we don't follow the law of the native Indians, right? So of course that's questionable, but for the current situation, like I say, if we mention about that, the immigrant genius, we should also mention about that, most vast, the vast majority of them come to the U.S. legally, okay? So let me talk to the next point about the secret of Antarctica. The next video I'm going to show you, because I did mention in the previous videos about somehow we have to believe that the ice in the Antarctica, the ice will melt. Doesn't matter you're going to say, it doesn't matter what kind of theory you're going to put the global warming into. Absolutely, it will melt again, because in the past 15 million years, according to the research, right, it just melt and then just freeze up again and melt again many times already, up to 60 times. So that's why I say be very careful when you try to group the global warming into some sort of the propaganda. Okay, try your best to explain. Try your best to explain to the audience, to everyone. Yes, the global warming may be happening, but you have to just give the Earth also the doubt or the benefit of the doubt, right? Yeah, because we know already the freezing and then melt, freeze, melt. How many times already we're not even sure. So just be honest to ourselves when we were talking about global warming. And I'm all for try to make the environment clean. I'm all for the clean energy, solar, wind, nuclear power, and then the fusion power. And by the way, talking about the fusion also, yes, that's a very good example. Look at the sun. Look at the sun. You're gonna you see that is the huge reaction, the huge fusion reaction. So that's we should go for, and absolutely I'm all for that. But we don't lie. We don't lie to get advantage in the global warming and stuff like that. No. Not for scientists, all right? Okay, so okay, briefly about the Access Hollywood tape. Yeah, look like it surfaced again, and I want to just say briefly about that. You know, I am also as a recording specialist, I want to say that it absolutely they can doctor something like that. They can doctor something like that. Require like a lot of hours into, you know, put all the audio samples together, stuff like that, and just make the sounds like President Trump. Here I don't try to I don't try to speak for Mr. Trump or against. No, just scientifically I can say that it is possible. It is possible. All right. So that's all I want to say. It is possible to doctor the tape like the Access Hollywood tape. So I just hope that the FBI and people, they got the technology. They just come out to make it clean. Just don't use it as the controversy. So you know, maybe no, that's kind of sad. I don't know. We don't gain anything from that. For the humanity standpoint, we don't gain anything from that. So just try to get it straight as soon as possible. So because we have a lot more important stuff to talk about, like why we're killing the unborn like that. So that's much more important. So why we have to let them, you know, the media talking about some sort of shenanigans, stuff like that? No, just stop. Just stop the ship, okay? Okay, just come back. Let me see what I have here on the list. Okay, for this item, I want to say that for this item, I think I want to reserve for the whole video. Just very quickly mention about Einstein and quantum mechanics. Just like Einstein, I deeply, you know, contemplate on the you know, the orthodox of the quantum mechanics. That's why I say that somewhat I agree with Einstein. Because why? Because I think that maybe in the future, someone will prove Einstein is correct in quantum mechanics. Because right now we're not advanced enough. So that's why we say, actually according to the quantum mechanics, saying that, you know, I could exist right here, and I could exist in a White House at the same time, and I could exist on Mars at the same time. So for me, I think it's troubling me too. It's troubling me too, because it's kind of, you know, counter-intuitive. So that's why I try to think a lot on this one, and I just came up with one very interesting example, and I will share later in a separate video. And I want to talk a lot more about quantum mechanics, because my knowledge is not like scientist, but again, like I say, I try my best to dig deep, very deep. So I just try to prove to people that, you know, I'm concerned. I'm really concerned, because I don't want the dirty beings, you know, misleading people to the point that it's not reversible. That's sad. That's what we're seeing right now in the political stage. Yeah, because all sides, two sides mainly, right? Not all, two sides mainly, try to polarize their believers. Now we have to use the term believer for